Welcome to today's Connecticut's Morning Buzz. I'm Rachel Lutzker. As people look toward retirement, one of the great unknowns is whether their Social Security payments will be enough to live on throughout their retirement years and how long those funds will be available. Ben Fuchs, founder of Fuchs Financial, is here to talk about Social Security benefits and the factors that impact the sustainability of these funds into the future. In addition to being a certified financial planner, Ben is also a certified private wealth advisor professional. So, Ben, I understand that a new report from the Social Security and Medicare trustees says that there may be a little bit of good news amongst all the uncertainty.
A little bit of good news.
Okay.
So basically what happened is that they're projecting the end date of Social Security. They're projecting a point when all of a sudden people are going to start getting 76% of what they should have been getting from Social Security. Now that date was pushed out a year, and Social Security for Medicare was pushed out a little bit further. So I think that is what they call the good news. The concern for me is why we even have to burden people with the anxiety of worrying about it. I mean, this is something that people have been paying into every single paycheck their entire lives, and the employers, by the way, as an employer, I now feel this a little bit more. The employers have been paying into it too. So over 12% of every paycheck has been going to this from the beginning of your working career. So it is frustrating to hear about it, to have to deal with it, but I think ultimately when we see something like that, we get anxiety about the things that we can't control.
Right.
The goal for us is to figure out how we can give you more control over the retirement.
So there's a recent Gallup survey that dives into the top financial concerns that Americans have today, and obviously that is one of them. So let's talk through this.
Definitely one of them. Social Security, clearly one of them. Inflation is a big deal. Healthcare expenses, we all know, are big concerns. Insurance itself is its own concern. So there are a lot of pieces that I guess are causing people to really be worried about what's happening. The solution is to be able to fund it. At the end of the day, if you have enough money, and I hate to say it like that, but if you have enough money, you have enough savings, then you can kind of look past all that and say, look, I'll be fine.
It's very hard to think, yes, I'll be fine. And when we kind of break down the numbers, what are the steps that people should be taking so that they are fine?
Right. So I think the goal for us is to say, look, if we're saying we're going to run out of money in 2033 or we're going to run out in 2034, meaning not that your Social Security will end, but that the payments will be reduced, all right, what happens if we're only getting 3/4 of what we should have been getting? So, for example, if you were getting $2,000 a month, that means you'd be getting like $1,500 a month. All right, so where does that drop come from? Where do we make up the difference? And so we have to see an area where we can generate more income from your investments. Now, the other thing to take into account is that Social Security is taxed differently from money that comes from your IRAs. So again, that has to play a role when we're creating a plan. But when we're putting those numbers together, when we're using different software for your income planning, for your investment planning, for the rate of return that you get, we also have to combine that with different planning for taxes and understand the impact of that. And then, oh, by the way, does that coincide with required minimum distributions, with whether or not you should do a conversion to a Roth IRA? All these things. I mean, it feels like there are so many different things to actually have to worry about in retirement. But the goal is to say, look, if we can just put our ducks in a row, know when we're going to take our money, know what happens if we have to have reduced income, here's what we have to go to. Now, there's a problem, because so many people are so reliant on Social Security, it may delay when you want to retire. But again, we can figure that out. If you come in for an appointment, we can plan that out for you.
All right, and that's the first step there, is sitting down, talking, and working through everything. And if you'd like to feel more confident about your retirement plan, consider working with a professional who can provide expertise, insight, and perspective. And you can schedule a complimentary consultation with Fuchs Financial. Their offices are located in West Hartford, Middletown, and Middlebury. Just visit their website, fuchsfinancial.com, or call 860-461-1709, or toll free 877-940-1009. Thank you for joining us for today's Connecticut's Morning Buzz. I'm Rachel Lutzker, and we'll see you next time.